Alright, so the other day I asked you guys if you want to see a Batman Arkham Remake, and I got a resounding yes. Actually, a surprising amount of people were saying that they wanted to see this and asking me what I would do if I were to do it. So go ahead and comment down below what you guys would do. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and also like the video as well if you guys are excited to hear about this. So let's go ahead and talk about it. The first thing would be, of course, no Kevin Conroy. Obviously, the man passed away, but I could see WB before the actor strike actually trying to bring him back via AI or some type of shit, like all these freaking YouTube channels do with the inspirational videos or like the Batman contingency videos. Those things make me want to fucking vomit. But I can see WB doing that like they did with Christopher Reeves and all those other actors that they brought back from the dead for no apparent reason in The Flash. Also, speaking of death, Rocksteady. I don't think Rocksteady's going to even make it to the end of the year, and I genuinely don't even want them to touch another superhero game. Stay far away. That team, don't ever touch superheroes. Just do your own fucking thing. Go ruin your own IP, for crying out loud. That would be so much better than what you did with Suicide Squad and the whole Arkham franchise. Please. I would rather see WB Montreal and Roger Craig Smith team up again and just make the Batman Arkham universe from scratch. Make it a Batman from the very first game. Technically, it will be Arkham Origins, canonically. And I would love to see a type of revamped version of that where maybe they're starting like from November 25th and then the head of the Batman has to be presented by Christmas. And that's like the whole thing. It's a month-long bounty. Batman has to go like throughout each week to basically take out these guys. You get to see the origins of all these different characters. And I think that would be really, really fun. A lot of people are also telling me, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But there's a lot of things broken about the freaking Arkham system. About the Traversal, with the Batmobile and the gliding, with the combat, with everything. And I'm going to get into that real quick right now. The Traversal definitely needs an upgrade. I don't care what anybody says. The gliding for about like 3/4 of the Arkham games is almost unplayable. Like Arkham Asylum, you don't even really glide. You just run around for the most part. Arkham City and Arkham Origins, those ones, yeah, you get to glide around, but it feels there's something missing. Arkham Knight is pretty much the pinnacle of the gliding. And I think that with maybe that system, if they had that system in Arkham City and they revamped Arkham Knight's, Traversal one more time, it would have been so much better because they could probably do like barrel rolling. Like imagine if you're gliding and you're going into a tight space and you barrel roll in between an object. That would be really cool. Or what if they could add like wall running or something like that? Or maybe they could add a swinging mechanic because in the Batman animated series, you swing around a lot. So you could maybe have like a cooldown system, or maybe you could have like 4 or 5 swings, turn to Spider-Man real quick where you're swinging around, wall running it and jumping off and gliding. And you have that type of system right there. So there's so many things that I think, you could expand upon. And even if you had like Robin or Batgirl, you can have those characters do like air tricks, or maybe even have Batman do like really funny, nonchalant, like stupid air tricks that really, aren't really tricks, but him just doing funny things in the air. That'd be really fun. I think that, that type of traversal would be groundbreaking, or not groundbreaking, but it'd be a lot better than what they did with the Arkham, traversal, because you're just gliding, and that's really, really boring sometimes. With, of course, the Batmobile and a Bat pod and whatnot, riding around in those would be really, really fun, and just doing chases is like one of the funnest things that you can do in Batman Arkham Knight. So I think that bringing in the Batmobile, bringing in the Bat pod, and doing just chases with them, or like, running away from certain things. Like I was just playing the Batman Arkham Knight boss battle, the Arkham Knight boss fight with the Cloudburst, and that was so fun running away. Like you're just intense, you're just like locked in, and it's actually a very fun time to like drive around, but the tank parts need to go. I think that that's something that obviously whoever works on the next Batman game with the Batmobile would do that. Let's get rid of that. And maybe even they could do like the Bat Wing where you get to, fly around a little bit. That'd be really fun. Like if they have a huge map like Gotham Knights, they might as well do something like that, especially if it's just gliding and like, vehicle traversal. I think that they could actually do something interesting with the Bat Wing where you're flying around, or maybe just fast travel in general. So there's multiple things that they could do to change up the traversal for Batman Arkham in general. And I think that a lot of people are kind of blinded by nostalgia in many ways when they say that it's not broken, because there are so many things wrong with the gliding in that game. Number 2 is the graphics and the gameplay. There's actually this guy on YouTube who does like Unreal Engine type of like redos where he's like trying to remake the Arkham, formula and Arkham combat inside of like the new Unreal engines and stuff like that. And that's so cool to see. I'll try to leave a link in the description. But like stuff like that would be kind of interesting to see, because you could take like what Modern Warfare did, which is basically take the old formula and make it a little bit more realistic, I guess you can say. I wouldn't really want that for Batman. I would kind of want it to go more into like a comic book art style, but they could still do something like that to make it look a little bit different from the original Arkham, kind of make it more modern, more advanced, more 3D or whatever. I don't really know, but in many ways I feel like they would have to change the graphics in some way to at least, you know, differentiate itself from the original Arkham franchise. And I would love to see different graphics, and the gameplay as a whole should always stay the same. If it's Batman Arkham, it should not change from the free flow combat. It should always have the free flow combat with the gadgets, all that type of stuff. And you could give this Batman new gadgets. You know, you could basically revamp this whole Batman because it's a different universe and it's a whole new timeline. So you could basically take the old, throw out the things that didn't really work or maybe you didn't like, and then just keep adding because you can do that now. So there's no continuity holding you back. You know, the glue grenade is the funniest thing because it's essentially the ice thing that in Batman Arkham City, but he had it all the way back then and he still doesn't use it. Like, Batman, you run into so many vents that are blowing hot steam. Why don't you always have this fucking glue grenade, dude? So little things like that. And also, I would love for it to be almost more like Arkham City, Arkham Origins combat. I feel like Arkham Asylum is too slow. Arkham Knight is too fast. I feel like the goddamn Flash when I'm running around hitting guys. I'm like, damn. I'm like, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bing, bing. I'm like, dang, I'm going fast. So Arkham Origins, in many ways, Arkham City and Arkham Origins still have that, where you could bing around really fast, but there's more of a slow type of flow to it, where you're like binking, bonking, bink, bink, bonk. You know, there's like a flow and a rhythm to it, other than just like flying around the map. So I would love to see something more like that, where Arkham Origins kind of has that more impact too, where you listen to the combat between Arkham City, Arkham Origins, they sound really impactful, but Arkham Origins always sounds like you're hitting them a little bit harder. So I would like to hear that too, just the sound design being a little bit better for, of course, the combat like Arkham Origins did, because that was just so much better in my opinion. But overall, Arkham Origins combat had that impact. It had that type of, like, you know, visceral, like, you know, raw feeling when you hit somebody, and I really want to have that in this new game for Batman. And last but not least is the story. I already explained what I wanted to see for the story, with it being set in like the Arkham Origins types of, like, you know, setup. So I think being in Arkham Origins, having it be the same assassin, you know, setup, and then basically doing the same Black Mask, but also having Joker be Joker. Don't have Joker be Black Mask. Just don't do that. Just have Joker, be Black Mask, and then have the assassins do the assassins things. I think you could actually make a pretty good game here if you have the origins of, like, Joker. Let's say you're, like, running around the city and you have to stop this criminal that Ace Chemical is dressed as, you know, the Red Hood gang, and one of them falls into a vat of acid, and then 2 weeks later this guy named Joker pops up. So it could be fun things like that, where you're actually able to play the origins of these supervillains or these other characters, like maybe Dick Grayson. Maybe within the game, you're playing as Bruce Wayne for one mission, you go to the Flying Graysons and you see Dick Grayson's parents actually die. That would be, holy crap, that would be incredible. I think that there are so many moments like that where they could take Insomniac's formula of what they did with Spider-Man. Because imagine it, right? You're Bruce Wayne going on a date with some girl, and then you're going through the carnival playing games, and then you go to the freaking final thing and it's the Flying Graysons. That would be like, oh my god. It would be like, holy crap, that's amazing. So I think the origins of Robin, the origins of Batgirl, seeing all these origins and different stories within the game. You could even play as Robin, you know, have a mission where he sneaks out of the Batcave, or have a mission where he is Robin and he's going off on his own. There's so many different things that you could do for there. And I really think that if they continue to expand upon that within this world, they can go from, of course, the Bat family, but they could also introduce other characters like Superman. Like 1 week maybe, you know, Lex Luthor's in town and Superman's coming in to investigate, and then, you know, you get to team up with Superman. You know, you can see the origins of how Batman and the Superman kind of team up in this universe. So I feel like there are multiple things they can do if they really want to expand upon the Arkham universe, instead of keeping each game within one night, because that is easy. It's an easy formula, but it really takes away from actually building up a world, because now you have to do DLCs or different games to actually build out the world, or comic books to do all that type of stuff for you. But when you have a whole game that can be set within months, I think it'd be a lot better. So personally, set it in Arkham Origins and literally have it be the origins of Batman, Joker, you know, Robin, maybe Batgirl, actually Arkham Asylum itself. Have a bunch of different things like that set up in this world, and I think that it will be just the perfect Batman game. And I really hope that, you know, WB somehow becomes competent in the future and actually takes advice from fans, because this is a good idea. Just remaking Arkham into a new modern formula would basically just bring up sales numbers no matter what. You're going to sell 5 million no matter what if you do this. So personally, I want to see this. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are in the comments below. I'm having a lot of fun making these videos. I'm going to have a lot more in the more recent future. So thank you guys so much for subscribing. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.